Welcome in, everybody. It is New Stuff Tuesday at Main Street today, and we have got a big old show today. We're going to talk about a cure for our friends, the cystic fibrosis golf tournament coming up, and we're going to talk about making things more beautiful. It's just all sorts of new stuff coming to our world and a lot of new things on the horizon. We're going to go through the calendar. Hey, what events are coming up? We're going to keep you guys busy. Well, our beauty segment is brought to you by my friends Brenda Fielder and Heather Fielder. And the Fielder family has been doing this since 1938, building onto houses in a beautiful way. And Mid-South Exteriors brings us our beauty segment. We're going to talk to Worth Beauty right after this.
Hi, I'm Brenda Fielder. At Mid-South Exteriors, our custom sunrooms bring the sunshine in without all the heat and the bugs. And they keep you warm all winter while you enjoy the outdoors all year round. They add real value because we build them like your house to match your house. Or let us save you energy by replacing your windows and old siding. And because we have no retail overhead, we come to you and sell direct to you for less. Call us at 833-8003 or visit us at
MidSouthExteriors.com.
Well, when we're going to talk about exteriors today, Michelle Probst from Worth Beauty Company is with us today. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Did you have a nice Easter?
I did, Miss Devon. And, we were outside in the sun.
Yes, we were. And we got to talk about it. I had a conversation yesterday. My sister from another mister was in town, and she had just gone to her dermatologist and had some things burned off because no matter what you do, even
Right.
when you use now, and her dermatologist said it's 30 anytime you're anywhere. Just to make
Right.
that your daily, it's your moisturizer. Don't forget your hands, don't forget your ears. And it's just, that's what it is.
Well, and as we were talking about, I was literally at my hairdresser's and they saw a little tiny spot. I would never have found that. And so I went and got it checked, and thank goodness it was okay. But 1 out of 5 people are going to deal with skin cancer. I mean, it is a real deal. Skin is the largest part of your body. It's the biggest organ. You've got to protect it. Places you never even think about. But you know what? I've got a special guest for us today. She's my darling friend, Stacy Mulder, and she is the vice president of the John Wayne Cancer Foundation. And she's going to tell us how to help ourselves and stay well and stay out of the sun. Stay in the sun, but protect yourself.
Absolutely. Hi, ladies. Thanks for having me
Hi.
on.
So good to have you here. It is so good to have you here, Stacy. You are part of the Worth Beauty team, the Glam Squad. And, when it comes, a lot of times we do this segment, and it's not just about makeup. We're talking about beauty from the inside out and taking care of skin. Skin cancer is real, isn't it?
It is absolutely real. Like Michelle said, 1 in 5. And if you live in California or Texas, somewhere like that, it's 1 in 3. So you
Oh,
be
wow.
really careful. And even environments like Utah, where you're higher and you're closer to the sun, or in Vermont, their skin cancer rates are a little higher.
What about in places
Incredible.
we think about okay, everybody thinks about skin cancer in the beachy areas or in the desert areas, but we don't think about them in the place that have a high snow content, that reflection off, and stuff. What about that? Do winter people still have to worry about that?
Absolutely. High elevation or northern environments where there's a lot of white, pretty glistening snow, it reflects the sunlight in all different directions. So be extra careful. And if you're skiing, you're at a higher elevation, so there's less atmosphere for the sun to go through. So you're at even bigger risk. So you want to make sure that you're wearing your sunscreen. So the 5 sun-safe tips, whenever you go out, you want to wear sunscreen, SPF of 30 or higher. And we recommend a mineral-based or a physical sunscreen. It's best for your skin, but some sunscreen's better than none. So wear your sunscreen. Make sure you have a hat. Michelle mentioned that spot on her head. You want to cover your head, especially if you don't have hair. You want to make sure you cover your head. It helps with your face as well. Your eyes can get melanoma. So please, everybody, wear sunglasses.
So true.
You protect
So
your
sunglasses are not just a vanity tool.
They are not. They're going to help protect your face. They're also going to protect your eyes. You want to make sure when you go out, you've got long sleeve protective clothing on as well. That gives you some protection as well. And then whenever you can, the sun's high in the sky, especially between 10 and maybe 4 in the afternoon, you want to make sure that you enjoy your time in the sun because it is good for you, but you want to seek shade as often as possible. And that was
Yes.
5 sun-safe tips. Wear sunscreen, wear a hat, sunglasses, long sleeve clothes, and seek shade whenever possible.
Hey, Stacy, how often should we go to the dermatologist to get checked? Because I forget, like I was just saying, I just looked in the mirror at my back and it looks like a constellation. I mean, I don't know where all of these things came from. And it's from years of being in the sun and damaging my
Yeah.
skin. How often should I go?
You go at least once a year, but here's what we recommend. We recommend you go on mole patrol once a month. So that means
Okay.
you check every part of your body. If you can't see it, have a friend help you. You look where the sun doesn't shine, because yes,
Yeah.
the sun causes skin cancer, but there's also genetic skin cancer. And you can get that in places where there is no sun. So you want to look underneath your bra, under your underwear, everywhere. Check all the spots. Anything that is changing in diameter, changing in color, you want to make sure if it's getting larger, it doesn't look like all the other ones. If it's a little ugly
Right.
spot, it doesn't look like the other ones. Make sure you go see a dermatologist. Good friend of mine had a tiny little spot right here. Didn't look like anything. Girlfriend said, go get that checked. It was melanoma. And so
Yeah.
they took that all out, and he's doing great now. But you never know, just because it's not dark or irregular, it doesn't necessarily mean that it can't be skin cancer.
Well, it's so regular now. It is just so commonplace now. The Mohs procedure, Tim just had a spot, and when it's on your face, make sure you consult with the plastic surgeon
Absolutely.
along with the dermatologist, because it can scar, but it's so necessary.
Yeah.
And self-care is not selfish. I think people need to remember that. It's taking care of yourself, and one doctor visit could really save your life.
Absolutely. And there's some good news too. So I was just talking to one of our renowned John Wayne alumni fellow doctors, and he's a specialist in skin cancer. And he was telling me that the skin cancer rate in the United States is starting to go down. So Australia had really high skin cancer, and they started a national education program. And so their rates have been going down. And ours, I think when I was growing up, maybe when you guys were growing up, we didn't really use sunscreen. Occasionally, maybe I might have used baby oil. It was terrible, absolutely terrible.
Baby oil and iodine,
Iodine, for sure. We wanted to be tan. No, any change in the color of your skin, even just a slight pink or turning to tan, that's dangerous for your skin. So you want to make sure your skin doesn't change colors when you're outside. So you want to make sure that you put on that sunscreen, and you reapply every 80 minutes. And you want to use a big dollop in the center of your hand. That much sunscreen, for sure, every 80 minutes.
It's so incredible. And there is an expiration date when you're that's where the discounts on the sunscreen, check the dates, because they will take and put those old bottles, even from last year, they'll put those out sometimes on the counters, and that's not as effective. There is an expiration date for how long?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
2 years. And if you use expired sunscreen, it isn't going to hurt you, but it's not going to protect you. So you want to make sure you throw the old sunscreen away and buy new.
Yeah. Right. And especially, and with kids, start them out with that total sunblock. I mean, I'm just saying it's okay. It's okay. Your kids don't have to be Hawaiian tropic models. They can be the little, just protect their skin. Now I've got to ask you, what about skin with more melanin? What about black skin? What about Hispanic brown skin? Do they still need sunscreen?
Everyone can burn, and everyone can get melanoma. So a lot of people don't know Bob Marley died of melanoma, and he had it on the bottom of his feet.
I didn't know that.
Bottom of his feet?
Bottom of his feet. So yes,
wow.
Skin is more resilient, but you're not, what's the word I'm looking for? You can still get it. So you want to make sure you wear your sunscreen, and you might not see a burn if you have darker skin, but you do get burned.
Wow, man, you've really let us know. Now, tell us a little bit about the John Wayne Cancer Foundation. The johnwayne.org is the website. Tell us a little bit about that connection.
Yeah, thanks. So John Wayne had 2 types of cancer. He didn't have skin cancer, but he did have lung cancer first, and then 15 years later, he had stomach cancer. And before he passed away, he said to his family, they're all gathered around him, you know what, this is awful what I went through. I don't want anybody else to go through this. So use my name to help the doctors fight cancer. I want to help other people. And so he was altruistic and had that thought. And so the family formed the John Wayne Cancer Foundation in 1985. and originally was starting out as a way to educate doctors on advanced surgical oncology techniques and how to do research and that kind of thing. And it's evolved. And now we have a premier program called Block the Blaze. So it's one of the things we do, which is we educate kids about how to be safe in the sun. Kids need to go outside, get off the phone, go outside and play, have a great time, have their imaginary stuff. You know, I used to play in the creek when I was little, you know, like, it's fun, right? Play house down there, you set up and you clean, and, you know, it's neat. They need to be outside. And so we started a program where we educate in the classroom, and we give a whole 45-minute long presentation about sun safety, about UVA and UVB rays and infrared light and times of year when you need to be safe in the sun. We talked about mold patrol that we talked about earlier.
Mold patrol.
Mold patrol. And then, so we do that all year long. And then in the summer, we do camp education. And when we do this camp education, it's the same messaging, but we give out a sunscreen stick. It's our own branded sunscreen. And then we give out a hat. This is last year's hat. This year's one's going to be green. And so we want kids to implement 2 of the 5 sun safe tips immediately. So that's why we give them something to put in their hands. So to reinforce the message.
This is incredible. It's incredible. I just think we need a cartoon or an animated feature for Mole Patrol. Wouldn't that be
What
great?
about it?
As I said, I'm going to
Emoji.
request that because I think that's the greatest way to kids.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. worthbeautycompany.com. You can get all this information and it's anything that we talk about on New Stuff Tuesday with Michelle. Thank you, Michelle, for putting this together.
Guys,
Thank you both so much.
I appreciate it.
Have a great
And next week, we're going to have a little bit of an encore thing because Michelle and I will both be in different places. And so we will not, but I have some special shows for next week that I have on the docket that I had been saving for this very special week. No reruns here, baby. No reruns here. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have
Bye-bye.
a blessed day.
Bye-bye. All right. A lot of you guys have seen me out at the Nashville Zoo, but have you been? Dino Trek is so much fun. You know, I've got some friends in this business that I just love. They're in the music business, but they're not of the music business. In it, but not of it. That's kind of where they do things because they're in the Jesus business most of all. They want to tell the world the good news, and that's what my friend Greg McDougal does. Hi, Greg. How are you?
Good morning, dear friend. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You know, we're going to keep our skin safe today. And then there's got some new
Yes.
stuff because we're going to be outside raising money for a great organization at the golf tournament.
Yes, an organization that has touched my family's life in profound ways. It's called Cure for Our Friends, and they're located here in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Years ago, dear friend of ours, Vera Smith, she had a lady working for her at her company whose daughter was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. And it had a profound impact on her life. And God would use that situation to inspire her and her daughter, Michelle, and others to form an organization called Cure for Our Friends. And their simple but chief goal is to provide support, to shore up, to encourage, to help out in any way that they can families who are struggling with the daily struggles of cystic
Yes.
fibrosis.
It's Vera and what they do. Now, people don't even realize it's something sometimes as simple as we can't leave the hospital and get groceries.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
simple as
basic
that.
needs. Mhm.
You might be in the hospital and the hospital can't provide something from the pharmacy. As strange as that may sound, it has happened to us. and so you need someone to run, get something at the pharmacy. For those of you who don't know, but as you do well know, and you've been part of, let me tell you, our whole household cheered when we saw that Devin O'Day is going to be in the Radio Music Hall of Fame. We were just so excited.
You're gonna make
And
me
just want to
cry.
say
So
congratulations. My goodness,
thank you,
but you've
Greg.
been such a friend to us, and we could hardly stand it. So 3 of our 4 children were diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, and we've been there. We've been in the hospital and not know, and I have to give fair mention to our church, First Baptist Church, and a whole bunch of friends, and Cure for Our Friends, Vera and Michelle and the others
Mhm.
have always, every time we've ever been in the hospital, we've heard from them. I don't know of a time that I called Cure for Our Friends to say, hey, I need help. It seems like they always found me out and said, hey, what can we do to help? And so and now I may not be able to finish, but
No.
when our 19-year-old son, Sean, when God called him to heaven, we were not prepared for the final expenses here. And Cure for Our Friends, they simply got to work at raising funds and receiving the funds in a way that the IRS likes, and
Yeah.
and they took care of the final expenses for our son, and we can't thank them enough. They are the real deal. We got to help Vera last week with Easter baskets that she was spending all of her time and energy and efforts, her and Michelle, to put these Easter baskets together to take the children at the hospital because of being in the hospital on Easter Sunday. They're
How
just
beautiful.
driven, and they're real, and they're having a golf tournament in Hendersonville on May the 6th. And boy, if you're a golfer and you want to support an organization that is real in their mission, that helps families directly every single day, Cure for Our Friends.
CureForOurFriends.org is where you can go to get information. And even if you're not a golfer, I will tell you that I have volunteered at a lot of golf tournaments.
Yes.
I have golfed and I have clubs and I go out. I enjoy the scenic golf courses. I think they're beautiful. I'm just terrible.
Yes.
Always play in the golf tournament, but I know enough about it not to talk on a backswing. I know.
Well, you know more than me. You'd hate to see me with a golf club in my hands, but I'm going.
Yeah. So there's room for volunteers to help check people in, to make sure that people have refreshments, it's just a beautiful day to support this organization. And if you would like to be a sponsor in some way, there's still time to become a sponsor. Just to put your name on something as good as this is boots on the ground. And having one child who is sick affects an entire family. Having 3 that are sick, you know firsthand how this organization can come in and help.
They are relentless. They are just relentless. When and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. God has sent them our way, but they answer the call.
Oh, amen. They did answer the call. That's the deal. God calls a lot of people and they say, no, don't send me to Nineveh. I don't want to go. But then these people answered the call. That's beautiful, the way to put it, Greg. Well, I love you so much, and you and your whole family, you're in my heart.
Yes.
You're in my heart.
And you as well. And I love those glasses.
Thank you. I said Dollar Tree has their new spring colors out.
You make it so much fun. Thank you so much for the opportunity to tell about this.
Thank you. Cure for Our Friends, and the date for the golf tournament is May
the 6th.
May the 6th, the day after Cinco de Mayo. That's how everybody can remember it.
Yes.
The day after Cinco de Mayo.
And I think they've got NFL players coming out to play. Big Machine Records is going to be there doing some things. I mean, lots of folks have realized how real these people are in their mission, and they have climbed in to help. And so I hope that others will want to do the same.
Oh, it's just wonderful. Greg, you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank
you. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye. It is acureforoursfriends.org, and it's wonderful. Well, May the 5th, I'm going to be doing my show live at the Sounds Stadium. Yes. I'm going to be there. Yeah, I'm going to be there. It's just so much fun to be part of the Sounds.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
You know what's really cool? I love Mustangs. I love horses, and the wild Mustangs are all over America. And the Mustang Heritage Foundation has a program that allows you to adopt. And there are a lot of different facets of it, but I have some details of an event coming to Nashville in Williamson County in June.
Wild horses and burros roaming the American West represent our nation's shared heritage. To keep these herds and our rangelands healthy, the Adoption Incentive Program offers qualified individuals up to $1,000 to provide quality care and training for adopted animals. Last year, Adoption Incentive Program participants provided good homes to over 3,700 wild horses and burros, more than ever before. Now, updates are making the program even more effective and providing greater protections for adopted animals. First, each participating adopter will pay the full $125 adoption fee. Secondly, the BLM will complete compliance inspections of animals within 6 months of the adoption date to ensure they are receiving good care. Finally, veterinarians or authorized BLM officials will sign the title applications to certify the animals are in good health before adopters receive the incentive. To learn more about the Adoption Incentive Program, call 866-468-7826 or visit blm.gov/adoption-incentive.
The Mustang Heritage Foundation, of which I am a part of, I'm so glad to be on the board for that. They're bringing what's called an Extreme Mustang Makeover to the Williamson Ag Center in June. You can buy tickets now to go. You can be a sponsor. You can buy a booth and be a vendor. You know, you want to be around a bunch of horse people. Now, what they're going to do, they have something called the TIP training program, and trainers have taken these animals on to train them, to get them started, to get them under halter and some of them under saddle, and they're training them to get them started. And at the end of the Extreme Mustang Makeover, they have an auction where you can get these horses that are already started, and there is nothing with more heart than a Mustang. They can do anything that any other horse can do. It's just an amazing program. The Mustang Heritage Foundation bringing you Extreme Mustang Makeover. The closer we get to it, we're going to be talking more about it, but you can get your tickets now. Just do a quick Google Extreme Mustang Makeover on YouTube, and you'll see the videos that are just amazing. You know what else is amazing? The All of Us Research Program. 50 Forward brings us our daily giggle, and the All of Us Research Program is from the National Institute of Health, wanting to count you and make sure that you are part of the research study that they're doing so that all Americans can be counted.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
They have 1 million people that have already signed up. Have you signed up? Well, my daily giggle today is just checking in with everybody. Oh my gosh, we got so many folks joining us. Hi, Corinne. How are you? Because this is our interactive part of the show. Elizabeth, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Angie, how are you? You guys were all watching on Sunday, Devin's Table, because we're all there. Elizabeth says, sunscreen has been my life. 5 minutes in the sun, I look like a lobster. I'm with you, girl. I'm good. And we're about to go to Ireland. We're going to be with our people. I said, we're not white. We're all pink. We're the great pink people. We saw that last year at the ranch. Your legs look like a candy cane. Yes. Yes. We were all out at Loretta Lynn's ranch. That's what happened. Steve Burney. He's going to Ireland with us too. Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve. We got a whole group. Let's see. My grandfather let me caddy for him after 2 years of lessons. Did nothing for me. I do love being on a golf course. The Cure for Our Friends golf tournament coming up May the 6th. Shelly, thank you. Shelly going to Ireland with us too. We're going to have a big old trip. Hey girl, I burn in the shade. I know. There's a lot of us who, because we're light, because we already know about sunscreen and how important it is. Dadgummit, we all know how important it is. But I think about people that don't necessarily know, the people who don't burn as much, and it's a big deal. And I have lost not only people that I love to melanoma. I mean, that's what we think about. Think about having skin cancer and we think about what it looks like. But when you see it on the outside, it also is on the inside. It has deep roots. It's a cancer with deep roots. And I've lost some people. And Van Stevenson from the group Black Hawk is the first one that I ever lost to it. And I lost one of my beautiful Arabian horses to melanoma. It's just not something that anybody wants to experience. You guys, there are some things going on I want to make sure I hit before I get out of here. Some save the dates. If you are the Extreme Mustang Makeover, I was just talking about that. The September coming up in Portland. If you want to be a vendor, if you have an Etsy shop in your heart and in your home, you might want to be at the Portland, Tennessee Heyday coming up in September. It's going to be at the Portland High School on College Street. We have in June, just don't forget, Tracy Bird is coming to Cahoots, June the 2nd. And then April 17th coming up, Center Stage Live is going to present live from the Loveless Barn. That's going to be fantastic. Ty Herndon, Allie Colleen, Keith Burns, and Morgan Miles. Brand new album coming out on the 14th, Bree Carter for the Good Times. Doing some really fun stuff. Let me see here. Oh, and if you need a job, you want to go and take the class to become a master logger, there is a 5-day course coming in May. TN.gov. It's the Department of Agriculture. They're doing this course. It's really, really fantastic. So I thought I would let you guys know about it. Well, that's our show for today. That's New Stuff Tuesday. Be safe and be kind. And remember, most of all, you are loved.
We are home, we are family, we are things to do and place to see. Mom and pops, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.